Hi, welcome back. So out of all the lessons I've ever taught, this is probably one of the trickiest, how to help your child write the letters. And the reason it's a little trickier is because you're teaching a lot of other phonemic awareness concepts, as well as helping them learn to write. So what I want to share with you first is a scope and sequence. I'm going to share my screen. We need a scope and sequence to know the order that you're going to show your child the letters. So this scope and sequence is from Literacy Leaders, Phonological Awareness. You can take a picture of this because you can buy this on Amazon right now for $49. And it's been wonderful. You may have been taught with other programs, and that's great. I like Sheila Clark Edmonds, and I think I want to help promote her legacy. So what we want to teach are the P and the B and the D and the T, then the C, the K, the G. The reason she puts these in the order, she's a speech and language pathologist, and said this is the easiest way for the kids to learn their sounds. And remember, after you teach a letter, then you're going to review it. So we're always going to teach, review. So you're going to teach one letter at a time, review it. Add another letter, review them both. Add a third letter, review them all. Add a fourth letter and review 4. So when we do our words, we're not going to do more than 10 when we do our writing practice at the end of the lesson. So they're going to drop off or they're going to mix up. So this scope and sequence is something I want you to go ahead and take a picture of. I'm going to enlarge it on my screen. Let me see if I do that right. Take a picture of this. And you can always reach out to me later. You can pause your screen and take a photo. But I wanted to show you that I have a planner. So we have a scope and sequence, but we have a planner. So the planner tells us what we're going to do with those letters. So remember, this is for printing, and all these steps are for reading. So that's why it gets a little tricky. They don't coincide with each other. These steps are for reading, and the last 2 are for printing these letters. So what this looks like, this is called your lesson plan, and you can widen your lines or keep them narrow and jot little notes in there. But the first thing you want to do is have your word list, and you're going to ask your child same or different. So we're doing P. I'm going to just pick some words out from my list. These are all the words that I've compiled of the P words. So one thing kids may like is to have something that they can touch, same or different. So you're going to intentionally say, is pay the same as pay? Yes. Is pet the same as pet? Yes. Is pin the same as bar? No. Is pan the same as box? No. What this is helping them with is their auditory discrimination. So in the beginning, you give them a very obvious no, but then you could say, is put the same as pet? And they'll say no. Is pal the same as pill? No. So you're going to ask them same or different for this auditory discrimination. And the first time you do it, they're very obviously not the same sound. You'd be surprised that the processing of the child to think about it and go to the right marker that says yes or no varies from child to child. And what I've also had or seen are 2 cats and a cat and a dog. If they're the same, they can hold up the 2 cats. If they're different, they can hold up the cat and the dog. So I like just using these because these can be used in so many different ways. So that was same or different with the P letters, okay? The words with P. Then you're going to have a review day. You're just going to make a note when it's day 2 that it's review. Next, you're going to have picture cards with beginning sounds. Now, these are picture cards that don't necessarily all start with P. So I recommend putting them on a cookie sheet. And I have these picture cards that you can purchase from me, or you can have an artist make your own. But I have them on 2 pens right now. I'm going to show you some of the cards I have. Lip, log. They both stand, the beginning sound of each is L, lip and log. And have your child repeat it. Here's another word, lid, lip, log, and lid. All start with L. Put it back on your tray. We have net and nut. What's the beginning sound? Okay. We have mop and man. What's the beginning sound of mop and man? I have can. Okay, so can and van would be rhymes. You can pull out the cards for beginning sounds that go together, for ending sounds, and then you could put them together for rhymes. So you could print the cards out 3 times, print them out on different color paper. Green could be for the beginning sounds, pink can be for the ending sounds, and yellow can be for rhymes. So we have sun and 6. We have fly and fan. So I actually have 2 trays of these words. They're really, really fun. Let me show you some more. I have ham, hand, hen. Cap, key, and cat. Dig, dog, and dirt. Gas, God. Cat, cap, cup. So very similar here, right? Jar and jet. I have yam, you, yawn. Pen, pin. I've got zoo, zap, zoo and zap, and zipper. So I have been working on this for 2 years, and I've never done a training video on it, but I'm so excited because people are wanting this in Africa. And I have many people I'm going to be sharing this with, preschool, people teaching preschool, people teaching kinder and first graders who just don't know their letters, how to write their letters. So those cards are available. Reach out to me. I have a package. I haven't even priced my package yet. So reach out and let's talk about it. So we're going to put a check on your pictures. Now we have activities. You're going to select 2 activities a day. And these are going to be the activities totally based on your child's progress. Now, this is from Sheila Edmonds' book. She introduces the vowels first, and starting with the A. So, rhyme providing. Have the student repeat the word and provide a rhyme. So we teach rhymes, and I've had this in my other video where you have your palm up. Hat would be at, hat. What rhymes with hat? Mat. At, mat. What rhymes with that? Cat. At, cat. So it's interesting, some languages don't have rhymes, so they wouldn't do this concept. But what rhymes with man? Take your hand out. And man. This could take a while. That's why you're just picking 2 activities, and you can go through as many words as you have time for. if your child gets it easily, or stick to 8 words or 10 words. Rhyme categorization. Do these words rhyme? Hat and mat. Yes. Do these words rhyme? Fan and man. Yes. Do these words rhyme? Last and fast. Yes. I'll give you a no rhyme, which is do trap and flap rhyme? No. So you're going to select 2 of those. I'm going to go through and show you the rest of these so that you'll know what you're getting into. Sound providing. You're going to ask the student what sound is heard at the beginning of bag. Now, this is all auditory. There's no picture involved now, but it's the same thing as looking at the pictures. So they'll say "b." What's not "b"? Don't drop your mouth. Say "b." Kids have a tendency to add a vowel to the beginning sound. So "g," not "ga." "G" for gas, "y" for yam, "n" for nap, "s" for sat. Okay, so I got my little students working on these. What sound is heard at the end of each word? Bag, "g." Jam, pan, okay. Here's another exercise or activity. Do you, just ask your child, do you hear the T in cat? Yes. Do you hear a B in Dan? No. Do you hear a N in van? Yes. So you'd be surprised how students will randomly want to always answer yes. This really helps drill their auditory discrimination. Do you hear a ul in Sam? No. This is so fun, you guys. All right. So which word begins, okay, so the next one is which word begins with T? Which word begins with T? Is it bat or tap? And the child will just repeat, tap. Which word begins with K? Gas or cap? Which word begins with ul? Wag or lap? So you see how that activity is different. Next activity. Ask your student which of these words has the same beginning sound as fan. Is it fat or van? Fat. Which word has the beginning sound of tan? Tab or can? And they're going to say tab. So you could see how this is a higher level, and you don't want to go here until the students are mastering previous levels. And then you're going to drop off to previous levels. You're not going to do them all. You won't have time for them all. After the student has mastered 2 choices, you can give a choice of 3 words. So which word has the same beginning sound as pan? Is it man, pal, or tap? And they're going to say pal. Which word has the beginning sound of can? So they're going to have to think, K. Is it gas, tam, or cab? Cab. So you're going to see your child's ability to remember what that first sound was. Okay. Say bat. Now, which word has the same ending sound as bat? Is it bag or sat? Now they have to think about ending sound, and you're only giving them 2 words to start off. And then you go through the list. Then you can give them 3 words for that ending sound. Then we have which word does not begin with the same sound? A little trickier. So the word is fan. Which word does not begin with f? Fad, sad, fat. And the answer is sad. So which word does not? And then which word does not have the same ending sound as tar, jar, bar, rat. Obviously rat, obvious for us, but it's hard for the kids. So then we have compound words. So when the kids are getting more advanced, so remember, this is going to go through 16 weeks, 18 weeks, even a whole year. You can advance if your child knows some of the earlier sounds, you can move to these harder ones, but cupcake. So what Sheila wants us to do is pull out our little Unifix cubes, or you can get circles, or you can get, I like going to a Bed Bath & Beyond and getting little circles that go on the bottom of chairs. You can use that. So each letter is going to get a sound. K, they like to use green for vowels. K, P, and cake has 4 sounds. Another green. K, A, K, and we have a silent E. So I put a white for a silent E. Cup, cake, cupcake. Do that again for your next word. Hot, hot dog. H, A, T. Dog is D, A, G. Hot dog. Push it together. Hot dog. So when you do the compound words, let each word have its own Unifix cube. Then we have syllables. And here you're just going to have 1 cube for each syllable. So picnic would be pick, nick, picnic. Traffic, traffic, traffic. Basket, basket, basket. I love this because it's introducing them to syllables in a very easy way. Then we have onset and rhyme, which is the beginning sound with an ending rhyme. So we have h, at. Say h, let me see, let's do copy 1 block. 1 block for the onset, 1 block for the rhyme. H, at, hat. We have sat, s, at, sat. This is, we're not separating the at yet, okay? Onset and rhyme. We have sentences. When we introduce sentences, we're going to have a handful of highlighters or markers and have your whiteboard. We're going to say the sentence and the student only writes a line for each word. So the man ran fast. The man ran fast. And we put a period at the end. The pan is hot. The pan is hot. And we put a period at the end. Tim has a hat. Tim has a hat. So you want to just do that. Very simple, right? This is fun learning for them. You don't want to stress them out at this young level. If you have a child, later on we'll teach the child what line has the, and they'll remember to put it at the beginning, or they'll remember to put was the 3rd line. That's more advanced. And then syllables. So here we're clapping out and counting the syllables. Picnic, happen, shoe, father, admit. Okay, so that's another exercise. Phonemes. So we're going to tap out the sounds. Have the students say it slowly. So now we're going to tap out the sounds. H, a. Okay, let me get my fingers here right. Hat is h, a, t. Hat. Pan, p, a, n, pan. Ham, h, a, m, ham. Man, a, n, man. And this totally prepares them getting into the next level of my reading program. So this is very simple at this point. Then we have compound words. And this is where they're going to do deletions. This is called deletion of compound words and deletion of syllables. So compound words are two words when they're real words separated, and they're a new word when they're together, whereas syllables are not a word when they're by themselves. So pen pal, say pen pal, say it again without pen, pal. Say snowball, say it again without ball, snow. Say rainbow, say it again without bow, rain. So that's just word deletion. So popular. I should have turned that off, sorry. Then syllable deletion, say funny, say it again without E, fun. Say candy, candy, say it again without can, D. So that is substitute deletions that will go into the next level of reading as well. Then we have phonemes. We're going to delete a phoneme. So say ham, say it again without the ha. Say tap, say it again without the t, app. Say fan, say it again without the th, or say it again without the fa. So that's a phoneme deletion. Then we have substitutions, just another level, another activity. And again, you're going to pick 2 a day. Say hot dog. Instead of hot, say hound, hound dog. Say pancake, pancake. Instead of the pan, say cup, cupcake. Say inside, inside. Instead of the in, say out, outside. So that's called a substitution. Then we have another type of substitution for syllables. Say mitten. Instead of the mit, put kit, kitten. Say winter. Instead of the win, put splin, splinter. Say hopeful. Instead of the full, put less, hopeless. So those are syllable substitutions. So these can be taught in any order, but these are somewhat more of the difficult ones. Even if you just want to introduce them, it's okay. And you'll see if your child understands them. But they do have a progression of more difficulty. Substitution of initial sounds. Say pan. Instead of the p, put man. Say tap. Instead of the t, put nap. Say bag. Instead of the b, put t, tag. That's your substitution of sounds. And then we're going to substitute final sounds. Say man. Instead of the put p, map. Final sounds are well, different students have more different, I don't know, it just varies, because when kids glance and guess, the beginning sounds seem to be easier. So they may get it and they may remember map, but I always make a note when I do these exercises, if the beginning sound was easier to delete or the ending sound was easier to change out, make some notes. And then you want your child to really feel success. So you don't want to always be drilling them on what they're missing and missing and missing. Drill them on what they're successful with, and then introduce something that's a little bit more challenging. The last one, tag. Instead of the g, so they're going to repeat. Instead of the g, say k. Tag, tack. So those are the different activities. You pick 2 a day, and I think what this is really exciting to see is that in Sheila's book, I'm going to show you her table of contents here. She does short A, short I, short O, short U, short E. And we split up the I and the E because they are so similar in sounds. So she splits them up. She starts with SH, CH, TH. A lot of this will be guided by your IEP if your child has an individual education plan. It can be guided by your whole group. If most of the students need help with a certain letter, go ahead and start with that letter. But that's the order that she goes in. So imagine all these different sounds have all these drills. It's a pretty amazing package she created. So I don't see a need to recreate what she's done. I love it. We're going to check off that we did 2 activities. Now for the printing. So we're starting with P. So I always like to get the child started with a whiteboard. And I like to talk about the sky, the dirt, the sky, the grass, and the dirt. Sky, grass, dirt. This is what I learned when I was in my teaching programs. And I know other people have said green light, red light, yellow lights, or whatever. But so if they're going to do a P, they're going to go in the grass like that. I call it a line and a scoop. A line and a scoop. You could erase the line, grass, and the dirt. And then also, uppercase is a tall line and a scoop. A tall line and a scoop. If you want to put your grass, sorry, I should have kept it in there for the uppercase. Tall grass, okay, sky, grass, dirt. Sky, grass, dirt. Lowercase. Just have them work on the workbook. Now, you know what I like to do is if they have trouble with that, some kids really don't have the control of holding their pen like this, their marker. You want to show them how to properly hold this. I call it a pinch. If you were to pinch something, that's how you pinch your crayon or your marker. Some kids really like the dot to dot. So you can do that easily with a whiteboard. Always start from the top in a scoop, top and a scoop. And I've had kids put their hand on top of mine, or I've had my hand on top of theirs to guide it. And one thing I want to say is you can also get a workbook from, I know Staples has some great workbooks that have printing. So what I do is I left the workbook at my students' home, so I can't show you. But when I'm learning P, I go to the pages that have P in it. So they outline, it's already out, it's already in there, dotted, dotted, and you outline it. And then there's some more fun activities where they can do dot to dot with the alphabet A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and connect the dots for a picture. I like to do that. Remember, the multisensory learning technique is so helpful. So dot to dot, if you go to Staples, you can get those workbooks. And then the other thing they have at Staples, I'm going to share my screen again. I don't know if it'll let me. The other thing they have at Staples is the pages where you have the boxes. So let me show you the box like this. It has these little boxes. And you're going to have, your child can fill in the words. M-A-P. And it's just another fun activity and a way to share with your child. So get a workbook, okay? I think that's a great idea. And then I'm going to go ahead and check off the next line. I don't know if I can share again after I've already been recording. Darn it, I'm so sorry. Because it's my document camera, so I can't share it again. So the last step 5 is we're going to say the words and we're going to have this child write the first letter. So after they've worked in the whiteboard, they've worked on the whiteboard, they've worked in the workbook. Now you're going to get your word list out again. Ask them to say, right, what's the first sound of pan? First sound, p, p. What's the first sound of pet? P, pet. What's the first sound of pin? P, pin. Okay, so that's, you could say sound. What about letter? What's the first letter in pan? P. What's the first letter in pit? Pit. They're going to feel so smart because they know the first letter of the word. What's the first letter of pig? P. And they could say the letter name. I find students want to say the name or the sound. They're also different, but as long as they know when they're writing a P or P, that's what it looks like. And we're not worried about uppercase right now for capital for names. But when you're doing review, you're going to give a word with a B, a bad. You're going to give a word. So looking back to the scope and sequence, the letters you're doing are P, B, T, and D. So in your 10 letters at the very end of your lesson, put a word that has a T in it. Like, okay, go to my list and I have tab, tab, or 10, N. And then we have the B, bad, bay, bed. And you can always just make your own list of words. You can Google them and what words begin with this letter and create your own if you want to, or you can reach out to me and I'll let you, we'll talk about price for my system. So after that, you're going to put your little check mark on this. Now, I have a student who loves to read and he's going into 3rd grade and he loves, well, he's going into 2nd grade and he loves looking at the decodable readers. And Spire used to have some that were free that I could just use with him. Decodable readers, level 1, because it has pictures and then it has the words under it. I always tell him, look at the picture, get your clue. And we share read, which means he doesn't know how to read these words yet. He's just a little guy, but you'd be surprised at some of the words he does know. So I take the decodable reader out and we do it on the computer and we will talk about the picture and that helps him with the words. And then sometimes I'll read it and he'll repeat it, or I'll read everything except one word that he could read. So figure out how to do the decodable readers with your child. And then the other thing is, if you want to end with a game, there's a lot of fun computer games. We have a Minecraft reading adventure going on right now. So I can go into that and let him play a few of the games that are the rewards on the summer school program. But your child might have a very favorite game that he or she wants to play. Let him do that. And I'd be very curious to see how your lesson goes, what you can cover. Don't be too hard on yourself. There's a lot of pieces to this. Just remember, the writing activity is independent of all the other learning, the matching, the activities, the reading, the substitutions. The writing, you add a letter every other day. You write a letter, you review it. You add a letter, you review both of those. Then you add a 3rd letter, review all 3. So separate from the beginning activities. So you have your scope and sequence, which is different from your planner. Your planner takes you day by day. Your scope and sequence guides your steps. So I know this has been helpful. It's taken me 2 years to pull it together to understand how to teach you how to help your child write. So give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and please give me your comments and your questions. I'd like to do a chat on a Zoom and just do some trainings and help you get through some of the more difficult steps in this. But kids are not knowing their letters, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade. So we need to help them all. And this could also be modified for mod severe kids. So different languages, we're still working on that because they don't do, a lot of different languages don't do rhymes. So I'm probably talking way too much. Thank you. God bless you. And hope this has helped. I'm Dr. Marianne Cintron. You can email me at mcintron@stepbystepdyslexiasolutions.com. You can fill out my form and be added to my mailing list at cintrondyslexiahelp.com. But that doesn't give you a chance to email me. So email me from my website, dyslexia-solutions.com.